Hey, writers. As you can see, we're doing a very special writers room today, broadcasting to you from my car. Why? Why am I in the car doing the writers room today? Well, we get to get real. When we are writers, we're not only writers, right? We are entrepreneurs, some of us, we're mothers, some of us, we're aunts, we're daughters, we're sisters, we're partners, we're moms to fur babies. There's all the other pieces that are in our life. And as we were putting together all of the writers room for this month, we're in the middle, of course, of our the Science of Getting Rich for Women book launch, which has been so exciting. And thank you all of you who are participating with us. We have our big official launch day of the paperback and the hardcover tomorrow on June 14th. So I'm sharing all of this because I was going to do the writers room at a different time, a different way, of course, in my office. And it's my son's last day of school, and they surprised the parents by saying we get to come basically for like the entire day to this block park, but don't come in right away. Go find somewhere and park and hang out. So the point is, I get to do my writers room with you because I thought actually this is better. It's real sometimes that things aren't all neat and tidy, and they don't like we get inspiration where we need it. And someone reached out. I got a text driving my son to drop him off before this last day of school festivities, and she said, do you have a video you could send me? Do you have something? She's new to our community, and she said, I just need positive energy today. And there's days like that, right? Like we need to get filled up before we can express and give out, whether it's to the people in our life, whether it's to our art, our next book. I'm getting ready to start writing the next book, which I'm so excited. Being in the book publishing phase is thrilling, and I'm craving the writing, just getting down to the craft. So I wanted to share an inspiration today, a poem by Billy Collins. Many of you might know his work. I'm going to read this poem. I thought it was beautiful because we get to get inspired wherever we are. In Thought Leader Academy, we talk about the answer is in the room. So it can be the room of your car, the room of your own head, the room of your ecosystem in which you live, whatever you're seeking today. This friend that reached out, this client that reached out said, she just needed positive energy. She needed something inspiring. And so I'm going to send her some podcast episodes and also read this poem for all of us that get to be filled up right where we are when we're doing last day of school festivities or on the road traveling, or, we do have space to write, whatever's up for you today. I'm going to read this poem by Billy Collins. And then also just remember here in the email, you can still join us tomorrow for the live launch party. If you want to learn how to do book launches, that are a combination of live and virtual, we're going to be talking and have some amazing guests, some women behind the stories in the Science of Getting Rich for Women, how they made breakthroughs, how they overcame unworthiness and fear and economic adversity and racism and all kinds of things that different women have needed to traverse to be able to break through and be the leaders we came here to be. So we're going to have a really, really fun day. We're going to make it super interactive, and you get to join us when you get a copy of the book. So a print or hardcover copy or whatever you want. Just buy a copy of the book and you get to come. You'll get your secret code, access to the lunch party, and also the 7 Days of Riches, which is like a pop-up podcast that I put together. You get a little mini episode, just 10 minutes-ish long, 5 or 10 minutes long every day for 7 days. It's going to give new information that's not in the book, some new practices to create a creative miracle, health miracle, a financial miracle, whatever it is that you want to open up. That's what gets to happen. So let's do this poem by Billy. I'm gonna pull it up on the phone. Just take some deep breaths and settle yourself. And just let yourself breathe. And, I just want to name and give a shout out to my father. He reads a poem every day at lunch. Every day at lunch, he reads a poem. I think that is so cool. I think it's so beautiful that this is part of his nourishment, part of his artistic practice. And he sent me this poem, which I have read, but not recently. So let me just get it up here. Again, this is Billy Collins, and the poem is called The Great American Poem. So he's probably making a little fun here. If this were a novel, it would begin with a character, a man alone on a southbound train, or a young girl on a swing by a farmhouse. And as the pages turned, you would be told that it was morning or the dead of night, And I, the narrator, would describe for you the miscellaneous clouds over the farmhouse and what the man was wearing on the train, right down to his red tartan scarf and the hat he tossed onto the rack above his head, as well as the cows sliding past his windows. Isn't that beautiful? Sliding past. Love it. Eventually, one can only read so fast, you would learn that either the train was bearing the man back to the place of his birth or that he was headed into the vast unknown. And you might just tolerate all of this as you waited patiently for shots to ring out into a ravine where the man was hiding, or for a tall, raven-haired woman to appear in a doorway. But this is a poem, not a novel, and the only characters here are you and I, alone in an imaginary room, which will disappear after a few more lines, leaving us no time to point guns at each other or toss our clothes into a roaring fireplace. I ask you, who needs the man on the train, and who cares what his black valise contains? We have something better than all this turbulence, lurching towards some ruinous conclusion. I mean the sound that we will hear as soon as I stop writing and put down this pen. I once heard someone compare it to the sound of crickets in a field of wheat, or more faintly, just the wind over that field, stirring things we will never see. Let's just take that. It makes me want to cry. Actually, I am really emotional reading that. What comes up for you? I think it speaks so much to the noise and the distraction, right? And if we really listened, we'd hear the wind over the things we'll never see. And I feel like for me, that's the lost moments because we're not present. And also the mystery of nature, and also the poems and invitation. Maybe we'll listen more to the wind and the crickets today than the cell phone and the TV. So it may be that, it's the end of the school year and I'm also having having all the feelings. I hope that this gave you some nourishment today. I'm really excited to see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Those of you that are, and here's the book again. Full sock book. So I'm really excited if this speaks to you and you want to get it tomorrow. We'll get to be together for 7 Days of Riches, our launch party, and so much this summer. Let me know what topics you want for upcoming writers' rooms. I'm happy to take requests. I have a lot of ideas for the summer, and I feel so much love for you. Let's go create from the wind and the crickets today.